Okay, so with Survivor Series only 2 weeks away at the time of recording, I thought it'd be quite an apt opportunity to have a chat about who the fifth man is going to be on the original OTC Bloodline group for the War Games. We already know that Bronson Reed is going to be with Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, the new Bloodline, Bloodline 2.0, whatever you want to call it. But we still need to find out who is the fifth man who's going to be teaming with Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Sammy. So I'm going to break down the five ones that I think are the most obvious, or shall we say the ones that are most likely. What do you think? Put your comments below. Who do you think is going to be the fifth man? Are you excited for this War Games match? Can you see there being much happening in way of storyline development? Every single week seems to be a storyline development with the Bloodline at the minute, but there's for as much as on my last video I talked about this storyline being rushed, I think they're doing all right with this one. So, first things first, let's have a talk about who the first one is. Now, this was going to be an honourable mention, but this person is going to be for me is a 1 out of 10, and that is The Rock. I cannot see The Rock showing up after what he did at Bloodline, where he came out and goes 1, 2, 3, stared down Cody and Roman. It's too obvious that he's going to come in and turn on them. Plus, The Rock is not going to be doing a War Games match, even if he comes in the last minute. And The Rock's not doing a War Games match right now. So, for as much as I think everyone would like him to turn up, that ain't happening. Um, Number two. Now, this one links into the Paul Heyman storyline. So we saw Roman Reigns on SmackDown going to ring the Wiseman, Paul Heyman, and the number was out of service since Solo smashed his phone all the way back in whenever it was. Why Paul Heyman won't get a new phone and have his number reconnected, I don't know, but I can do that with Tesco. But whatever, Paul, times are tough. You've been put through a table. Number four, and number two, and this is the one that I'd really like to happen. CM Punk. He's done nothing since Hell in the Cell match. It needs to be put into something. Drew McIntyre's taking time away. Paul Heyman is, apart from one other person I'm going to mention, is associated with CM Punk. CM Punk is a Paul Heyman guy. So for Roman to ring Paul Heyman and reach out to him and say, I need some help, I need a guy, having CM Punk in a War Games match 1 year on at the same event where he debuted amazingly a year ago. I think that'd be a nice touch. Plus, it might give Punk something to do leading into the Rumble. Maybe a program with Jacob Fatu. That'd be pretty good. Even solo. I don't know, but it's less. These are getting more and more likely, I think, as are going to happen. I'd love Punk to happen, but I can't quite see that one. This next one though, I can see happening, and that is again Paul Heyman gets on the phone, and who's the guy that's been away from WWE for a while now? Who's the guy who is mostly associated with Paul Heyman over the last 5 years? That is Brock Lesnar. How amazing would it be for the bloodline to be there? Obviously, we know the new bloodline are going to get the advantage because the heels always do. So it's going to be 5v4. We're going to be in that same instance like last year when Randy Orton came in late. Just imagine that moment when the countdown goes, all quiet, the cage is empty, and you just hear over the arena speakers, "Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman," and he brings out, can be Farmer Brock, it can be Machine Brock, it can be whoever you want, the Beast Brock, it could be whichever version of you want. He's got that relationship with Roman. He's shown a bit of babyface kudos when he gave Cody that rub at SummerSlam. Throwing Brock into this match, and I don't think Brock's ever been in a match like this before, so that would just absolutely work perfect for me in terms of story, in terms of what we've had up to now. The next one, I don't want this to happen, but he's not doing anything, and that's this guy, Cody Rhodes. What's he doing right now? Who's People talk about him having this awesome title reign. I love the guy. I think he's great. I think, the whole presentation, the whole package of Cody Rhodes. He is, like I said last time, he is Cena for the new generation, for this next generation, Triple H generation. But what's he doing going into Survivor Series? Is he notable by his absence because there's going to be something for him to do? Is he going to be put into the match? Is Roman going to reach out to the one guy he knows he's tagged with recently, who they don't get along, but he needs a fifth guy? maybe Cody gets taken out by the Bloodline before the match and it forces Paul Heyman to turn up with the cavalry. I don't know. This should be Bloodline. It should be something more in line with the Bloodline, with the Wiseman, with everything. Bronson Reed going into that story has soured that a little bit because it feels forced. And this is the one that I think is most likely going to happen. It's probably the one I most likely don't want to happen. And that's Seth. They're pushing this story with Bronson Reed. And instead of having another match at Survivor Series, I feel like Triple H is sort of thinking, well, I've got 4-on-4 there with the Bloodline already. I can throw these two guys into the War Games match. He loves Seth. Come on, everybody knows Triple H just loves Seth. He wants him in all the top matches. He wants him in the 2 pay-per-view. He wants him in the WrestleMania main event on the tag match. He's forcing everything for Steph to be that guy, and that's fair enough. He's a decent guy, but it feels forced just having the Seth Bronson feud thrown into the Bloodline. I don't know. So that is probably what's most likely going to happen. But me personally, I want Brock to come in. I can see him coming back, and then maybe you can even set something up. Imagine Brock versus Jacob at Royal Rumble or something. I don't know, but there's something going on there. But like I say, so me personally, I want it to be either Punk or Brock. I think that'd be a nice little touch, a nice little spin on things. But me, Triple H, safe booking, and we know Triple H is doing safe booking. It's all predictable. It's getting a little bit tiring. So if it is Seth, yeah, whatever. But look, we're going to find out a week on Saturday. Survivor Series. Can't remember where it is. Canada. Good on you, Canada. But look, leave your comments below. Tell us who you think the 5th man should be. Who do you think it should be? I'll give him a shout out next time. If it's right, obviously, it's great. And I will also be doing a preview episode of Survivor Series next week with Dan from PCB WrestlePod. So give us a follow, give us a subscribe. Please like this video. And like I say, give us your comments on who you think the 5th man of the Bloodline match is going to be. Let's see how wrong I am. Cheers, everyone. Bye.